As we move through life, each stage brings its own challenges and opportunities. Yet, as we age, certain pitfalls become more critical to recognize and avoid. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate their later years with grace and joy, while others struggle? What separates a life well lived from one marked by regrets? Today, we will explore these questions through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, diving deep into the principles that can help us lead fulfilling and meaningful lives, even as the years pass. These aren't just ordinary mistakes. They are the subtle traps that can slowly erode the quality of our lives. By understanding and avoiding them, you can ensure that your golden years are truly golden. Each of these 13 points is a chance for you to reflect, question, and grow. So stay with us until the end as we unfold these lessons and apply the insights of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. These ancient yet enduring ideas will guide us in making the most of the time we have, transforming it into a period of joy, wisdom, and contentment. Let's embark on this journey together and explore how you can avoid these mistakes, live with intention, and embrace the beauty of life at any age. 1. Resisting change, the futility of holding back the tides. Picture yourself standing on the shore, trying to hold back the waves with your bare hands. This is what it's like when you resist change. As we grow older, the world around us continues to shift. Technologies evolve, society transforms, and even our own bodies and minds change. And yet, many of us try to cling tightly to the familiar, fearing what lies beyond our comfort zone. But is this the path to peace, or is it a recipe for frustration and stagnation? Stoicism teaches us that change is a natural part of life. As Heraclitus famously noted, "The only constant in life is change." Embracing this truth is crucial for finding serenity, especially in our later years. But what does it truly mean to embrace change? It is not about passively accepting every shift in our lives, but rather learning to adapt with grace. It means recognizing that our resistance often comes from a desire to control what is beyond our power. And as Epictetus taught, true strength lies in focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts, our responses, and our willingness to grow. Consider the story of John, a retired engineer who initially struggled with the digital revolution. He missed the simplicity of analog days and resisted learning new technologies. But one day, he decided to attend a computer class at a local community center. Not only did he gain new skills, but he also discovered a passion for digital photography, reconnecting with old friends through social media. What would have happened if John had continued to resist? He might have missed out on new experiences that brought joy and meaning to his life. This story prompts us to ask, what changes have you been resisting in your own life? Are you holding on to past habits, refusing to adapt to new circumstances? Are there opportunities right in front of you that fear has kept you from exploring? Imagine the possibilities if you embraced these changes instead. How might your life look different? Reflecting on these questions allows us to see that change is not our enemy, but a gateway to new growth and experiences. Stoicism encourages us to see each moment as an opportunity to learn. By remaining open to change, we can turn challenges into lessons and obstacles into stepping stones. It's a mindset that helps us face the unknown with curiosity rather than fear. When we adapt, we remain dynamic, resilient, and open to the gifts that life continues to offer us, no matter our age. Change is like the turning of the seasons, inevitable and necessary for the renewal of life. Resisting it is like trying to freeze time. It goes against the very nature of existence. Embrace the flow of life, and you will find a strength you never knew you had. As we move into the next section, let's consider how the wisdom of Stoicism applies not only to our relationship with change, but also to other aspects of aging that demand our attention. What lies ahead? We'll next explore why neglecting financial planning can bring unnecessary hardship in later life. Stay with us as we continue to delve into these crucial aspects of living well and learn how to build a future that aligns with your values and desires. 2. Neglecting financial planning, a path to unnecessary hardship. Imagine reaching a point in life where you no longer need to worry about your financial stability because you've planned wisely and thoroughly. Yet, many people neglect financial planning, underestimating its importance until it's too late. As we age, financial security becomes more critical, not only for our peace of mind, but for our ability to enjoy life without the constant burden of financial stress. Seneca once said, "Wealth is the slave of a wise man, the master of a fool." This wisdom speaks directly to the importance of managing money with foresight and discipline. Financial planning is not just about accumulating wealth. It's about creating a stable foundation that allows you to live comfortably, pursue your interests, and care for those you love. Have you ever stopped to think about your current financial habits and how they will shape your future? Do you know where your money goes each month, or do you find yourself surprised by unexpected expenses? Are you saving enough for retirement, or do you assume that your future will take care of itself? These are crucial questions, and answering them honestly can be the first step toward a more secure future. Stoicism teaches us to be proactive, to plan for what we can, while accepting that some things will always remain uncertain. This principle applies perfectly to financial planning. By setting clear goals, creating a budget, and seeking advice when needed, you can reduce the anxiety of the unknown and face the future with confidence. Start by assessing your current financial situation, your income, savings, and expenses. Where do you see gaps? What can you improve today to ensure a better tomorrow? Moreover, consider the costs that often come with aging, medical expenses, the potential need for long-term care, or even unexpected emergencies. Have you thought about how you will cover these costs if they arise? A wise approach is to explore options like insurance plans that cover long-term care or setting aside a separate savings fund for such scenarios. This doesn't mean living in fear of the future. Rather, it is about creating a sense of preparedness that allows you to live more freely in the present. Have you considered how you want to spend your retirement years? What kind of lifestyle do you envision? Do you want to travel, explore new hobbies, or spend time with family without the worry of finances? All these dreams require a solid plan. By saving regularly, investing wisely, and avoiding unnecessary debt, you build a future where these aspirations are within reach. As Benjamin Franklin once said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." This rings true when it comes to financial planning. Without a strategy, you may find yourself facing hardships that could have been avoided. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have planned well. What would it feel like to face the future with clarity, unburdened by financial concerns? Think about the steps you can take today to bring yourself closer to that sense of security. As we transition to the next section, consider how financial planning intertwines with another crucial aspect of aging, taking care of our physical health. 3. Neglecting physical health. The body is a temple, not a burden. Your body is a finely tuned machine, and like any machine, it requires regular maintenance to function at its best. Yet, many people neglect their physical health as they age, treating their bodies as though they can run forever without care. This is a dangerous mistake, one that can quickly erode your quality of life. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, and our health is one of the most direct ways we can apply this principle. Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the same vein, we must recognize that while we cannot control the natural aging process, we can control how we care for our bodies. Exercise, nutrition, and regular health checkups are all within our grasp. But are we making these a priority, or do we take our physical well-being for granted, assuming that we can make up for lost time later? Think of exercise not as a chore, but as a daily act of self-respect. What activities bring you joy and keep you moving? Whether it's walking, swimming, yoga, or dancing, find what suits you and make it a part of your routine. It's never too late to start. Even a small effort, such as a daily walk, can boost your cardiovascular health, improve your balance, and release endorphins that elevate your mood. Have you considered how much of your life could be improved simply by moving more each day? Imagine reducing the risk of falls, keeping your bones strong, and enjoying the freedom to move without pain. Physical exercise is not just about looking fit. It's about preserving your ability to enjoy life's pleasures, playing with grandchildren, exploring new places, or simply walking through a garden. Equally important is maintaining a balanced diet. Are you nourishing your body with the right foods, or do you often reach for convenience over health? Aim for a variety of fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Are you staying hydrated, or do you forget to drink enough water throughout the day? These small decisions accumulate, shaping your energy levels, your ability to fight off illness, and ultimately, your longevity. What if you viewed each meal as an opportunity to care for yourself, as a step toward a healthier future? Can you imagine the difference it might make to cut back on processed foods and sugars, replacing them with whole, nutritious options? Think about the long-term impact these choices have on your life. And if you find the idea of change daunting, start small, adjusting one habit at a time. Consult your doctor or a nutritionist to develop a plan that works for your needs. By taking control of your physical health, you not only improve your own quality of life, but also set an example for others. It is a practice that aligns perfectly with the principles of Stoicism, emphasizing discipline, self-control, and a focus on what truly matters. The time and effort you invest in maintaining your body are investments in your future freedom and happiness. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect. What changes can you make today to better care for your physical health? Are there habits that you've been neglecting that could add years to your life if only you gave them attention? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's encourage each other on this journey toward a healthier, more vibrant life. We'll explore why neglecting mental health is a mistake you can't afford to make, especially as you age. The insights of Stoicism can guide us in managing our minds just as effectively as our bodies. Don't miss the next part. It's essential for your well-being. 4. Ignoring mental health. The mind is as vital as the body. Just as you care for your physical health, it's equally essential to nurture your mental well-being. Yet, many overlook this crucial aspect as they age, assuming that emotions and thoughts will somehow resolve themselves. But what happens when we ignore the signs of mental strain? How often do we push aside feelings of sadness, anxiety, or loneliness, thinking they will pass on their own? Neglecting mental health can have profound consequences, impacting your quality of life, relationships, and even physical health. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-reflection and understanding, offers a path to resilience. Epictetus reminded us, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom encourages us to acknowledge our emotions and respond with clarity and purpose, rather than letting them fester. Are there aspects of your mental and emotional state that you've been neglecting? Have you taken the time to address feelings of isolation, sadness, or loss? As we grow older, life often brings significant changes: retirement, the loss of loved ones, or physical health challenges. These events can shake our sense of purpose and identity. But facing these shifts head-on, with the support of others, can be transformative. Engaging in activities that stimulate the mind and bring joy, such as reading, solving puzzles, or learning new skills, can help maintain mental sharpness. What activities have you found that keep your mind active? How can you incorporate more of these into your routine? Beyond activities, it's vital to seek support when needed. Talking to a therapist, counselor, or even a trusted friend can provide valuable perspective and relief. Stoicism teaches us to understand our thoughts, not to suppress them. Acknowledging our struggles is not a sign of weakness. It is a mark of courage and self-awareness. Have you ever considered that seeking help could be the first step toward a more balanced life? Reflect on this. How much lighter could your mind feel if you shared your burdens with someone who understands? Additionally, practices like mindfulness and meditation can be incredibly effective for managing stress and cultivating a positive mindset. These techniques help us focus on the present moment, allowing us to let go of anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. Can you imagine how different your days might feel if you spent a few minutes each morning in quiet reflection? The Stoic practice of journaling, writing down your thoughts and experiences, can also serve as a powerful tool for understanding your inner world. Think about your mental health as a garden that requires care and attention. What thoughts have you been nurturing? Are they thoughts of gratitude and peace? Or are they worries and fears that grow like weeds? How can you start tending to this garden more intentionally? By prioritizing your mental health, you create a foundation for a life filled with clarity, strength, and resilience. Now, as we move to our next point, let's explore how maintaining strong social connections can be a lifeline, both for mental and emotional well-being. 5. Avoiding social connections. Loneliness is the silent thief of joy. Human beings are inherently social creatures, and maintaining relationships is fundamental to our well-being. Yet, as we age, many of us tend to withdraw from social interactions, either out of habit, fear of being a burden, or simply due to the loss of opportunities for connection. But have you considered how loneliness might be impacting your life? What might change if you prioritized staying connected with others? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized the importance of living harmoniously with others, reminding us that we are part of a larger whole. This interconnectedness is not just a social construct, it's a lifeline. Loneliness and social isolation can lead to depression, anxiety, and even physical health issues. What steps are you taking to nurture the relationships in your life? Are there old friends you've lost touch with, or local groups you could join? Imagine the sense of fulfillment that comes from being part of a community, from feeling understood and supported by others. Engaging in group activities, whether it's joining a club, participating in community events, or volunteering, can create new bonds and provide a sense of purpose. Think about the power of a shared hobby or interest, how it can bring people together, fostering friendships that enrich your life. Consider the story of Jane, who, after retiring, felt adrift without the daily interactions she had taken for granted in her workplace. Instead of succumbing to isolation, she decided to join a local book club and started volunteering at a community center. These activities not only filled her days, but also brought new friends into her life and gave her a renewed sense of belonging. Can you see yourself taking a similar step? What activities in your community could offer you the chance to connect with others? Technology can also play a pivotal role in maintaining connections, especially when physical distance is a barrier. Video calls, social media, and messaging apps allow us to stay in touch with loved ones, sharing moments and stories in real time. Are you making the most of these tools? How could you use technology to bridge the gap between you and distant friends or family members? Even small efforts to reach out can lead to profound emotional benefits. Stoicism teaches that we should not isolate ourselves, but rather recognize our place within the greater community. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What injures the hive injures the bee." This wisdom reminds us that our well-being is deeply connected to the well-being of those around us. By fostering relationships, you not only enhance your own life, but contribute positively to the lives of others. Take a moment to reflect. How have your social connections shaped your experiences so far? Are there new ways you can reach out and strengthen those bonds? Share your thoughts in the comments below. By reflecting together, we can build a community that supports each other in embracing a connected, fulfilling life. Don't miss out. Next, we'll explore why staying in toxic relationships can be just as damaging as isolation. It's time to learn how to protect your emotional well-being and create space for relationships that uplift you. Stay with us as we continue this journey through the principles of Stoicism and the choices that shape our later years. 6. Staying in toxic relationships. Protecting your inner peace. Relationships are among the most influential aspects of our lives, shaping how we feel, think, and act. Yet, a common mistake as we grow older is clinging to relationships that no longer serve our well-being. Are there people in your life who leave you feeling drained, belittled, or unhappy after every interaction? Have you ever paused to reflect on the impact these relationships have on your mental and emotional state? Staying in toxic relationships is like carrying a weight that grows heavier with time, one that can slowly erode your sense of joy and purpose. Stoicism teaches us that we have the power to choose our responses and, in many cases, the company we keep. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This insight reminds us that our thoughts and emotions are deeply influenced by the people around us. If you find yourself surrounded by negativity, it can be challenging to maintain a positive outlook. So, why do we stay in these relationships? Often it's due to fear of change, guilt, or a sense of obligation. But imagine what your life might look like if you began to distance yourself from toxic influences. What if you created space for relationships that uplift and support you? Think about the difference it could make to surround yourself with people who encourage your growth, who see the best in you, and who offer support without judgment. This doesn't mean abandoning all difficult relationships. Sometimes, especially with close family, distancing completely may not be an option. In these cases, setting boundaries becomes essential. Have you established clear boundaries with those who drain your energy? Have you communicated your needs and expectations honestly? Setting boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're not used to advocating for yourself. Yet it is a powerful act of self-respect. It means choosing to protect your inner peace and ensuring that others do not overstep into your personal space. Reflect on this. How might your life change if you were to establish healthier boundaries? Could it lead to more positive interactions and a greater sense of freedom? Consider the story of Sarah, who, after years of feeling drained by a close friend's negativity, decided to step back. She realized that she deserved to be surrounded by kindness and support, rather than criticism and judgment. By setting clear limits on her interactions, Sarah found that she had more energy and joy to invest in relationships that genuinely enriched her life. She discovered a newfound sense of strength and self-worth that came from prioritizing her own well-being. What about your own life? Are there relationships that have been taking more from you than they give? How might it feel to let go of the guilt and take a step toward healthier, more fulfilling connections? This is not an easy decision, but it is one that can lead to profound change. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what truly matters, and few things matter more than the company we keep. Before we move on, take a moment to reflect. What boundaries could you set today to protect your emotional well-being? Share your thoughts in the comments below. By discussing these challenges together, we can find strength and support in our shared experiences. 7. Avoiding technology, a missed opportunity for connection. Adapting to technology in our later years can feel daunting, like learning a new language. But in today's world, neglecting technology is like choosing to live without electricity, missing out on the light it can bring to our lives. Many people shy away from learning new tech skills, feeling that it's too late for them to adapt. But is this really true? What if embracing technology could open up new opportunities for connection, learning, and convenience? What would your life look like if you took that first step into the digital world? Stoicism teaches us to face challenges with an open mind, focusing not on the difficulty, but on the potential for growth. As Socrates famously said, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy, not on fighting the old, but on building the new." In the context of technology, this means approaching new tools and devices not as obstacles, but as opportunities to enrich your life. Are you willing to shift your perspective and see technology as a gateway rather than a barrier? Technology is not just about staying up to date, it's about staying connected. Imagine being able to video call a distant relative, sharing moments and memories despite the miles between you. Picture the ease of ordering groceries online when mobility becomes a challenge, or exploring new hobbies through online courses and communities. What small steps could you take today to familiarize yourself with these possibilities? Perhaps it's learning to send a text message or making your first video call. Every new skill, no matter how simple, can empower you to engage more fully with the world around you. Moreover, technology offers a wealth of knowledge at our fingertips. Have you ever thought about taking an online class on a subject you've always been curious about? Or perhaps joining an online discussion group that shares your interests? The digital world is full of resources that can keep your mind sharp and engaged. How might your daily life change if you integrated just a little bit of technology into your routine? Of course, the digital world also comes with its own risks. Cybersecurity, scams, and privacy concerns are all real. But these challenges, like any other, can be navigated with the right knowledge and caution. By learning to recognize suspicious emails or setting strong passwords, you can protect yourself while enjoying the benefits of technology. How often have we resisted learning something new simply because it seemed too complicated at first? Reflect on how different things might be if we approach these challenges with curiosity rather than fear. In the spirit of Stoicism, adapting to change is not about abandoning who you are, but about finding new ways to thrive. Technology, when embraced, can become a powerful ally in maintaining connections, accessing information, and even ensuring safety. Imagine the satisfaction of mastering a new device, using it to reconnect with a long-lost friend, or to explore a hobby you had put aside years ago. It's never too late to learn, and each small step you take opens up a world of possibilities. As we prepare to move into our next discussion about the importance of pursuing hobbies and passions, consider this. What small tech skill could you learn today that might make your life easier or more connected? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's encourage each other in embracing new challenges, just as the Stoics would. Stick around. Next, we'll discuss how neglecting your passions can lead to a dull, unfulfilling life. Discover how embracing hobbies can bring color back into your daily routine and fill your later years with excitement and purpose. The wisdom of Stoicism is not just about accepting what life brings, but also about finding joy in the present moment. Don't miss this chance to learn how to reignite your sense of wonder and adventure. 8. Forgetting to enjoy life, rediscovering joy in the everyday. As we age, it's easy to fall into the habit of focusing on what went wrong in the past or worrying about what might happen in the future. But this focus on regrets and anxieties can rob us of the joy that is available to us right here, right now. Have you ever found yourself dwelling on missed opportunities, wondering what might have been? How often do you let those thoughts overshadow the simple pleasures that each day brings? The philosophy of Stoicism teaches us the importance of living in the present. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself to Concentrate every minute on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions. What would it mean for you to let go of the past and embrace the life that is unfolding in front of you, moment by moment? Think of the simple joys that are already within your reach. A walk in the park, a conversation with a loved one, the taste of your favorite meal, or the peace of a quiet morning. How often do you truly savor these moments, or do they pass by unnoticed as you dwell on past mistakes? Imagine how your life might change if you focused more on these small yet meaningful pleasures. What if you started each day by asking yourself, "What can I find joy in today?" Stoicism encourages us to find contentment in simplicity, to see the beauty in the mundane aspects of life. This perspective is particularly important as we grow older. The years behind us are gone. The future is uncertain. But what we have, truly have, is this present moment. What would it look like to live each day as if it were a gift? How would it feel to release yourself from the grip of regret and instead focus on creating new, joyful memories? Can you imagine the peace that might come from letting go of the burdens that no longer serve you? Reflect on the story of Susan, a woman who spent most of her life working tirelessly and sacrificing her own dreams for the sake of others. When she retired, she struggled with feelings of purposelessness and regret, constantly thinking about the opportunities she had missed. But one day, she decided to revisit an old passion, painting. As she picked up her brush, she found that this creative expression filled her with a sense of peace and joy she hadn't felt in years. This simple act of embracing a forgotten hobby transformed her golden years into a time of rediscovery and fulfillment. Ask yourself, what is something you used to love that you have put aside? What new hobby or interest could you explore to bring more color into your life? It's never too late to try something new, to find a sense of adventure in the everyday. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, that true happiness lies not in the accumulation of external achievements, but in the ability to appreciate the present moment fully. As we transition to the next section, let's consider how planning for the end of life is not about focusing on death, but rather about living fully and without fear. Stay with us as we delve into the importance of making your wishes known for a peaceful and meaningful conclusion to life's journey. 9. Not planning for end-of-life care, preparing for peace. Planning for end-of-life care is a subject many shy away from, but avoiding this conversation can lead to unnecessary confusion and distress for your loved ones when the time comes. How would you feel knowing that your final wishes are respected, that those you care about are not left guessing what you would have wanted? This is a profound act of love, yet so often we delay these discussions, thinking they are too painful or that we have more time than we actually do. Stoicism teaches us to face the realities of life with courage and acceptance. Epictetus advised, "Don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen." Embracing this mindset means accepting that life has a natural end and that preparing for it can bring both peace and clarity. Have you ever considered what kind of medical treatments you would want or not want in your final days? Where would you like to spend them? These are difficult questions, but addressing them now can ensure that your wishes are honored. Creating a living will or an advance directive is a practical way to express your preferences about medical care, ensuring that your voice is heard even if you cannot speak for yourself. Have you taken this step yet? If not, what is holding you back? It can feel uncomfortable to face these decisions, but think about the relief it might bring to those who will care for you, knowing that they are following your wishes. Moreover, appointing a healthcare proxy or a power of attorney is crucial. This person will make decisions on your behalf if you become unable to do so. Who do you trust to act in your best interest, to carry out your wishes, even when it is difficult? Choose someone who understands your values and desires, who can act with strength and compassion. It's a decision that can provide peace of mind for you and those around you. Planning for end-of-life care is not just about practicalities. It is about the legacy you wish to leave behind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This is not a call to morbid thinking, but a reminder to live fully and with intention, knowing that our time is limited. What kind of impact do you want to have on those around you? How do you want to be remembered? Consider writing letters to your loved ones, sharing your thoughts, feelings, and hopes for their future. These messages can become a cherished part of your legacy, offering comfort and guidance when you are no longer there to speak in person. How might this act of reflection change your perspective on the life you have lived so far? What values and stories do you wish to pass on? Planning for the end is an act of clarity and courage. It allows you to live the rest of your days with a sense of purpose and peace, knowing that you have made your wishes known. As we move on to our next point, failing to seek help when needed, reflect on how acknowledging our needs, whether physical, emotional, or practical, can empower us to live more freely. Stay tuned, because we're about to explore why seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our strength and wisdom. The insights of Stoicism can guide us in understanding when to ask for support and how this choice can enhance our lives. Don't miss this next part. It's essential for living with resilience and clarity. 10. Failing to seek help when needed. Strength in vulnerability. In many societies, there is a prevailing belief that asking for help is a sign of weakness, particularly as we grow older. Yet, this misconception can lead to significant harm, especially when age brings with it new challenges. As responsibilities pile up and physical abilities change, the reluctance to seek assistance can trap us in isolation, struggling with tasks that could be made easier with support. But is this stubborn independence truly a mark of strength, or is it a refusal to acknowledge our own humanity? Stoicism teaches us that self-awareness is a crucial part of living well. Epictetus reminded us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This mastery involves understanding when we have reached our limits and recognizing the need for help as an opportunity for growth, not as a defeat. What stops you from reaching out when you need support? Is it pride, or perhaps a fear of burdening others? Reflect on these questions, for they reveal much about our deepest fears and desires. The challenges of aging are manifold: physical limitations, emotional upheavals, and the burden of maintaining a home or managing healthcare needs. Have you ever found yourself struggling with daily tasks that used to come easily? Perhaps you find it harder to keep up with household chores, or you've noticed that your energy wanes more quickly than before. Instead of continuing to struggle, what if you allowed others to help you? Imagine the relief of sharing these burdens, freeing up your energy for the things that truly bring you joy. Reaching out for support can take many forms. It might mean asking a family member for help with errands or hiring a professional caregiver to assist with daily tasks. It could mean consulting with a healthcare professional when new symptoms arise instead of hoping they will go away on their own. Have you kept up with regular medical checkups, or have you been putting off important appointments? Recognizing when to seek medical advice can prevent minor issues from developing into serious problems. But seeking help isn't limited to physical needs. It extends to our emotional and mental well-being as well. Are there times when you felt overwhelmed by grief, anxiety, or loneliness, but kept those feelings bottled up inside? Would sharing these experiences with a counselor, therapist, or support group make a difference in how you navigate those emotions? Stoicism teaches us that facing our inner struggles with honesty is a path to true strength. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to healing and resilience. Think about the broader impact of seeking help, not just on yourself, but on those around you. When you care for your own well-being, you alleviate the potential burden on loved ones who might otherwise worry about your struggles. By taking proactive steps to maintain your health and well-being, you foster a more supportive environment for your entire family. Isn't it true that when we care for ourselves, we can better care for others? Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." How often have you imagined the negative consequences of asking for help, only to find that the reality was far kinder than you feared? Perhaps you discovered that others were happy to assist, relieved to have a way to show their love and care for you. By overcoming the mental barrier that makes asking for help seem daunting, you can unlock a wealth of support that is already available to you. Think of your community. Are there resources you haven't explored yet? Many towns and cities offer support services tailored for seniors, such as home care, transportation, or social activities. These resources are designed to help you maintain your independence while enjoying a higher quality of life. Have you looked into what your local community can offer? What would it feel like to embrace these opportunities and see them as a way to enrich your life? In the spirit of Stoicism, asking for help is not about surrendering our independence, but about recognizing our interconnectedness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What injures the hive injures the bee." This wisdom highlights that we are all part of a larger community, and by supporting each other, we strengthen the whole. Imagine how life might change if you allowed yourself to be part of this network of mutual support, giving when you can and receiving when you need it. Reflect for a moment. What areas of your life could be improved by seeking help? How might your days change if you let go of the belief that you must do everything alone? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let's create a space where asking for help is seen as a sign of wisdom, not weakness. 11. Avoiding hobbies and passions, a life without color. Imagine a life without hobbies, days that blur into each other, devoid of excitement or creativity. It's a life that many fall into, especially in retirement, when the structure of work fades away and there is suddenly an abundance of free time. But this time is a gift, an opportunity to explore the passions that have long been put on hold. Have you ever thought about the hobbies that once brought you joy? What interests or talents have you left behind, thinking you'd return to them someday? Perhaps that day is today. Stoicism encourages us to find meaning in the present moment, to engage fully with the activities that bring us joy and purpose. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This philosophy is a reminder that we don't need grand plans or future achievements to find fulfillment. Sometimes the simplest activities can bring the greatest satisfaction. How might your days feel different if you devoted time to a hobby you love? Think of hobbies not as a way to pass the time, but as a form of self-expression and growth. Whether it's gardening, painting, writing, or even learning to play a musical instrument, hobbies allow us to engage our minds, explore new ideas, and stay curious. Have you ever considered what passions you might reignite if you gave yourself permission to play and create again? What is stopping you from picking up that guitar, joining a local book club, or taking a cooking class? Beyond personal satisfaction, hobbies also have the power to connect us with others. Imagine the friendships that can form when you share your interests with like-minded individuals. Have you thought about joining a community group or club where you can meet others who share your passions? What new friendships and connections might blossom from these shared activities? Hobbies can become a bridge that brings people together, reducing feelings of isolation and creating a sense of community. Engaging in hobbies can also keep your mind sharp, offering a valuable counterbalance to the cognitive decline that sometimes accompanies aging. Studies have shown that mentally stimulating activities like puzzles, reading, and creative endeavors can help maintain memory and improve problem-solving skills. Have you noticed how your mood lifts when you're deeply engaged in something you enjoy? How a few hours spent on a cherished activity can leave you feeling refreshed and invigorated? It's no coincidence. These activities stimulate the brain and lift the spirit. Marcus Aurelius, in his reflections, often spoke of finding joy in simple things. He would take time to appreciate the beauty of nature, the feel of the sun on his face, or the wonder of a starry night. What small pleasures have you overlooked in the busyness of life? What would it feel like to slow down and immerse yourself in these moments again? As we move forward in life, we must ask ourselves, are we living a life filled with color, or are we settling for shades of gray? What steps can you take today to rediscover the hobbies that light up your soul? Share your ideas in the comments and inspire others to rekindle their own passions. Together, let's create a community where we celebrate the joy of learning, creating, and exploring, no matter our age. Keep watching. Coming up, we'll explore how embracing change can lead to a richer, more adaptable life. Change is often seen as a challenge, but through the lens of Stoicism, it becomes an opportunity for growth. Learn how to navigate the waves of change with confidence and curiosity. 12. Resisting change. The danger of clinging to the past. Change is inevitable. It is a fundamental part of the universe, and as much as we might wish otherwise, time does not stand still. Yet, many of us resist change, clinging to the past as if it were an anchor, holding tight to familiar routines and habits, even when they no longer serve us. Are you finding yourself longing for the good old days, reluctant to embrace new realities? How much energy have you spent trying to keep things the same, only to realize that life continues to move forward regardless? Stoicism teaches us that embracing change is essential to living a balanced and peaceful life. The Stoic philosopher Heraclitus famously said, "No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it is not the same river, and he is not the same man." This reflects the ever-changing nature of life. The river flows on, and so do we, constantly evolving with each passing moment. But are you allowing yourself to evolve, or are you fighting the current, trying to hold back the tide? Consider what happens when we resist change. It's like standing on the shore, arms outstretched, trying to push back the waves of the ocean. This effort is exhausting and ultimately futile. What if, instead, you allowed yourself to be carried by those waves to see where the current might take you? What new opportunities or experiences might you discover if you were willing to let go of your fear of the unknown? Take, for example, the story of John, a retired engineer who struggled to adapt to the digital age. He missed the simplicity of life before smartphones and social media, feeling alienated by the rapid pace of technological change. For years, he resisted learning how to use new devices, thinking they were too complicated and not meant for him. But one day, John decided to take a computer class at a local community center. It was a small step, but it opened up a world of possibilities. He soon discovered a passion for digital photography and reconnected with old friends through social media, finding joy in a new hobby he had never considered before. How much longer would John have lived in frustration if he hadn't taken that first step? This story asks us to reflect on our own lives. What changes are you resisting right now? Is it the idea of moving to a new place, learning new technology, or adjusting to new social norms? Are you afraid that letting go of the past means losing part of who you are? Stoicism encourages us to see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity for growth. It teaches us that our past experiences are valuable, but they should not prevent us from embracing what comes next. Embracing change means being willing to learn new skills, adapt to new environments, and accept that our bodies and minds will not remain the same forever. It means recognizing that with each phase of life comes new challenges and new joys. Imagine what your life might look like if you approached change with curiosity instead of fear. How could this shift in perspective open up new paths to happiness? Reflect on the natural world. Trees shed their leaves in autumn, only to bloom again in the spring. The seasons change, bringing new colors and scents with each cycle. Why should we, as part of this same world, expect to remain unchanged? What if you viewed each new phase of life as an opportunity to grow in a different way? Could it bring you a sense of freedom, knowing that you are not bound to remain the same person you have always been? Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reminded himself to welcome each moment as it comes. Receive without pride, let go without attachment, he advised. This mindset can guide us through even the most difficult transitions. Whether it's the loss of a job, the death of a loved one, or simply the changes that come with aging, the ability to adapt is a strength that allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace. Before we move to the next point, take a moment to reflect. What change have you been resisting? How might your life improve if you approached it with an open mind and a willing heart? 13. Not planning for the future, ignoring the legacy you leave behind. The final mistake that many people make as they grow older is failing to plan for their future, particularly when it comes to the legacy they will leave behind. Too often, we focus on the here and now without considering the impact of our actions on those who come after us. Have you thought about what kind of legacy you want to leave? How would you like to be remembered by your loved ones, and what values do you want to pass on to future generations? Stoic philosophy encourages us to contemplate our mortality not as a morbid exercise, but as a way to live more intentionally. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By facing the reality of our impermanence, we can better appreciate the time we have and ensure that our actions align with our deepest values. Have you considered how your daily choices contribute to the legacy you are building? Planning for the future involves more than just financial considerations. It means thinking about how you want to be remembered, not only through material possessions, but through the values, wisdom, and love you leave behind. Have you ever taken the time to write down your life's lessons, to share your thoughts and experiences with those who might benefit from them? Imagine the comfort and guidance your words could provide to your children, grandchildren, or friends when they face challenges of their own. This planning also extends to practical matters, such as creating a will or making decisions about end-of-life care. While these topics can be difficult to address, they are essential for ensuring that your wishes are respected. Have you spoken with your loved ones about your desires for your final days? Have you considered what kind of medical care you would want, or where you would like to spend your last moments? These conversations can be uncomfortable, but they are a gift to those you leave behind, sparing them the burden of making these decisions in a time of grief. Think about your financial legacy as well. How have you managed your resources, and are you setting aside enough to support those who depend on you? Are there charitable causes you care about that you would like to support through your estate? Planning for these aspects of your legacy ensures that your values continue to make an impact even after you are gone. What would it feel like to know that your life's work continues to support the people and causes you care about most? As you reflect on these questions, consider the wisdom of Seneca, who advised, "Life is long if you know how to use it." How are you using your time now to shape the future you desire? What steps can you take today to begin preparing for a legacy that reflects the best of who you are? Perhaps it means starting a journal, recording stories from your life, or setting up a family meeting to discuss your wishes openly. Each of these actions, no matter how small, contributes to a legacy that honors your journey and the values you hold dear. By planning for the future, you are not merely preparing for your own end. You are ensuring that your life continues to have meaning and influence even after you are gone. This is a deeply Stoic approach to life, recognizing that while we cannot control everything, we can take charge of the legacy we leave behind. How do you want to be remembered? What stories will others tell about you, and how will they carry forward the lessons you have learned? As we conclude this series of reflections, let's take a moment to appreciate the time we have been given and the impact we can make with each choice. What steps can you take today to ensure that your legacy is one of love, wisdom, and thoughtful planning? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to live with intention right up until the final chapter. Thank you for journeying with us through these 13 mistakes to avoid in your later years, guided by the enduring wisdom of Stoicism. Each of these reflections offers an opportunity to live with greater intention and clarity, embracing the changes that come with age while holding fast to the values that truly matter. From maintaining your physical and mental health to nurturing meaningful relationships, planning for the future, and finding joy in the everyday, you have the power to shape a life that is rich in purpose and peace. Remember, Stoicism is not just about enduring hardship. It is about living fully, even in the face of life's challenges. It is about finding strength in vulnerability, seeking help when needed, and facing each new day with a sense of curiosity and gratitude. As Marcus Aurelius reminded us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By applying these principles, you can transform your later years into a time of growth, reflection, and profound satisfaction. Now, I invite you to reflect. Which of these points resonated with you the most? How can you begin to implement the insights shared today into your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's create a community of wisdom and support where we can learn from each other's experiences. If you found value in this video, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing it with those who might benefit from these reflections. Your support helps us continue to bring the timeless lessons of Stoicism to more people, guiding us all toward a life of meaning, peace, and fulfillment. Remember, it's never too late to make a change, to embrace new challenges, and to live each day with the wisdom and grace that Stoicism teaches. Thank you for being here with us today. May your journey be filled with joy, resilience, and the strength to live life to its fullest. Stay curious, stay open, and above all, stay true to yourself.